Hello everybody and welcome to an Uncut Eclipse 8 run. The goal of this video is to supplement my in-depth Eclipse guide, which as of right now is not out yet. So if you're watching this video about 1 to 2 weeks in the future, check the link in the description and my pinned comment below if you want that full guide. Otherwise, let's get into the run. I'm going to play Commando here because I feel like he's a nice balance between doable on Eclipse 8 and also, you know, not just gangbuster OP like someone like the Loader or Accurate is. So it'll be a good survivor to choose for instructional purposes. Again, if you're looking for the info, like in-depth stuff, look for that Eclipse guide, though. Because Lord knows I'll probably be rambling a little bit in this video. If you want that concise info, you need to look elsewhere. This is my third take for this video, because the other two runs were decent, but then I ended up dying on stage 4 by getting one shot, which is pretty cool. So we'll see if I can not make that mistake this time around. If you're seeing this video on YouTube, I did not make that mistake this time around. So we'll see. The first thing I want to mention is the length of Eclipse runs. You should never loop. I don't like to use like absolutes or a golden rule in Risk of Rain, like in regards to Risk of Rain, because there's just so much context. But I can safely tell you that if you are looking to just complete Eclipse difficulty, just get the runs done. You're not looking for the best run possible. Do not loop your runs, period. You are shooting yourself in the foot for two reasons. Number one, Mithrix just gets harder. The final phase of Mithrix, when he steals all your items. If you have Cap Crit, Fireband, Iceband, Crowbar. Well, he doesn't use crowbars, but you get the point, right? You have the more items you have, you bleed, Cap Bleed especially. You get hit by anything and you just die from the bleed. So that's one reason. Number two is you have to actually make it through. Oh, we got a crit printer on stage 1. That's so good. Sorry, I got sidetracked. You have to make it through the second loop when you start getting Celestine elites and Malachites, etc., etc., which is a lot easier said than done when you have all 8 Eclipse modifiers on you. So do not loop your Eclipse runs. Another thing I want to talk about is the time spent per stage. The 5-minute rule can still apply to Eclipse runs, although it's way more lenient. Way more lenient. I've done Eclipse 8 on every single survivor. I've done God runs on some survivors where I looped like 4 times. I'm even doing 4-player difficulty, but solo Eclipse 8 right now. And I can safely tell you that you don't really need to worry about the 5-minute per stage. Regular runs is still very important, and it helps you tremendously, especially as a new player. But if you're playing Eclipse, you're probably not a new player. If you see good loot, go for the good loot. Like in this case, if you get a crit printer on stage 1, yeah, you're going to want to farm for that crit printer. Yeah, that's a great idea. Doesn't matter how long it takes. If it takes 9 minutes to get all the items on the stage and get like 4 extra pairs of crit, you do it. Guaranteed. Because, again, you're not looping your runs. You're going straight to Mithrix at stage 6, which if you're playing at a reasonable pace, it will never take you longer than 40 minutes to get to Mithrix. It should never. Like, even my worst runs, I got to Mithrix by 40 minutes. Most of the time, I think it was like I got to stage 6 at like 30, and then it took me about like 8 minutes to get to Mithrix. You know, looking all the cauldrons, killing all the enemies, playing safe, etc., etc. So, the point with that is, don't worry about, you know, sticking strictly to that, the golden rule, quote-unquote, 5 minutes per stage. Take your time if you want to. I really wish I had more loot. Unlucky that I got that on Distant Roost. Crit printer is very nice to get, but Distant Roost is notorious for terrible loot density, which is no exception here. So I'm actually just going to get this goat hoof here and then get out of here. I'll go syringe, crit, goat hoof. That is good enough with me. Actually, I'll get the large chest too because I have enough. Let's go yoink this thing real quick. If I can pull out a meat hook or a clover or something. Let's see. Or a Lepton Daisy. Hopu Feather, actually really good. And that's a nice segue into my next point, which is mitigating fall damage is incredibly important on Eclipse difficulty. On some survivors, the Loader, it's not as big a deal. Actually, it's not a deal at all on Loader. But on other survivors like Commando, Huntress, Artificer, Mercenary, people that can stop their momentum and mitigate fall damage, it's not that big of a deal on. But on someone like Captain or Engineer, it is actually required that you prevent fall damage, because if you kill, you have to have one source of prevention. Because if you kill Mithrix like entirely and you try to leave the stage without some way to mitigate fall damage, you die. The only way to do that otherwise is to have teddy bears and hope that they block the fall damage. Other than that, the distance that you fall between the final stage and back to the ground will kill you, because fall damage, Eclipse 3, fall damage is lethal, doubled, and it's lethal. So you take double the amount of damage and it can kill you. So it's pretty bad. You need to have a way to mitigate fall damage. On top of that, even on the survivors that can have that momentum cancel, like Commando, Huntress, etc., there have been times where I get hit by Magma Worm, or I get smacked by Mithrix, especially on the final fight, and they send you flying up in the air. it's still nice to have a way to mitigate fall damage. So Hopu Feather is very nice. Head Stomper is actually surprisingly good. The effect itself is still garbage in my opinion. I never use it for damage, but the just total negation of fall damage is quite nice to have. And the Transcendence Lunar item, which is another segue here. Transcendence is bonkers on Eclipse difficulty. If you want free runs, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you want free runs, you take Transcendence. Period. End of story. That's the only thing you need to do. Take Transcendence and you win the game. That's it. Again, for 2 reasons. Number 1, healing. You're not going to get a bunch of healing. You're going straight to Mithrix on stage 6, so you maybe have like 1 or 2 sites, maybe a couple of leeching seeds. If you got lucky, you have a mired urn. But in most runs, you're not going to have a ton of healing. I might go for that drone, actually. Nah, I'm at 5 minutes. Let's go. Not a bad stage 1, honestly. So you're not going to get a ton of healing. And number 2, it negates fall damage entirely because fall damage is calculated off of your HP, not your shields. So Transcendence, you're all shields. You don't take fall damage. Wow, incredible. Sounds a little facetious, but I'm being totally serious right now. Transcendence is insane for Lunar, Eclipse runs. Lunar items in general are just really good for Eclipse. Even the Brittle Crown, I've had a couple runs where Brittle Crown was really, really nice. Because the name of the game in Eclipse is not getting hit. It's like Mayo difficulty. If you guys play Mayo, Monsoon, all artifacts on. If you get hit in that, you're straight up dead. Like 100%, one shot dead from anything. So you should kind of have that same mindset on Eclipse difficulty because you start every stage at half HP. Oh, that's another thing. Sorry, I'll talk about that in a second. You start every stage at half HP. Damage is permanent, quote unquote, which, by the way, I'm almost certain that the formula for the perma damage modifier, Eclipse 8, is 40% of the hits is, you take that as permanent damage. 40% of the hit. It's not 100%. It's definitely not 100%. Not anywhere close to that. And on top of that, the damage resets per stage, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, Lunar items in general just really strong. Shake Glass, Transcendence. Those are the big 2. And then obviously you have the other stuff, which is a lot more situational. Corpse Bloom, I've had a few runs where Corpse Bloom is really good because, again, you have not a lot of healing. So Corpse Bloom can be surprisingly good. Shoot, what did I say that reminded me of? And then I was going to talk about it because it was really good. Oh, starting each stage at half HP. Transcendence, also you start at full shields every single time. So that modifier is completely nullified. You start at full shields every single time regardless. You saw right there. I jumped off and I took like 10% of my HP. Ridiculous. Also, this number here is not percent of your HP. That's just the number, the flat number of HP that you've lost so far. So I've only lost 7 HP. Actually, that doesn't look right. I don't think that's accurate. No, that's definitely not. Don't listen to me. That's not accurate. Oh, that's a tough choice. Here's another good thing. Perfect. Thank you, Risk of Rain 2. Perfect segue. Repulsion Armor in the early game is probably the best item you can get. Repulsion Armor is so powerful. And I'm reiterating myself on purpose. Oh, look at that. Look at it. Perfect. It reduces 5 flat damage per stack, which essentially renders small damage. Lesser Wisps, anybody? Completely useless. Completely useless to you. Burns and bleeds especially, also useless. Overloading orbs, heavily mitigated, if not useless. Repulsion Armor is just so powerful. So if you see Repulsion Armor in a multi-shop and you're on stage 1 or stage 2, you take it, period. I don't care if it's Goat Hoof, I don't care if it's Crit Chance, I don't care. Take a Repulsion Armor, I promise you. Because you will be surprised how many enemies are lingering around you when you're at the TP, how many Blazing Wisps you'll get behind your back, how many Imps will come with the 40% movement speed, double attack speed modifier. It's crazy. And by the way, yes, it is double attack speed. Enemy 50% cooldown reduction is the same thing as doubling their attack speed. If they have a 2-second attack and it's halved to 1 second, that's doubling the attack speed. Which is kind of crazy. So all in all, Repulsion Armor very strong. Teddy bears, actually, I find that teddy bears are not that useful on Eclipse. It's much better to get a couple repulsions and then just get movement speed to dodge hits. Teddy bears aren't not that good at all. Just too many stacks. You just need too many stacks of teddy bears for them to actually impact you. And again, it's just better dodging hits in the first place. Get that repulsion for the guaranteed safety net. Especially with the burns and the bleeds, because God knows you will be burnt and bled during Eclipse runs. Another red whip. Well, the RNG is not quite cranking out right now. The crit printer on stage 1 yoinked all the RNG away. But that's perfectly fine. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that this run will be quite good. I may or may not have blessed myself with respecting the sticky bomb printer. Got my guaranteed good RNG. a joke, by the way, if you don't know. Old sticky bums. May you rest in peace. I'll take a sip of water here. Like I said, this is my third take on this video, so I'm kind of parched right now. I'm making pretty good time. I did mention the 5-minute thing. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, like I said, I can't remember if I mentioned it in this take. I'm going to miss the Prayon, but honestly, I'll probably get Scorched Acres anyway. And this Prayon's not like super important. It's nice to have. It's very nice to have, but it's not important. Let's grab this chest. I think there's another chest over there. Perfect item. Let's go. Crit is very nice. 2 more chests. Huge. I can get a 3rd chest. Razor Wire, Field Cell. Field Cell's good. Razor Wire, not so much. Razor Wire, not so much. We got the double Red Whip here for looting. Actually, that's a good thing about Razor Wire, or Red Whip. Helps me with looting. Okay, I'm actually tempted. God bless you. My fiance just tried to cover her sneeze. I don't know if you guys heard that. That's funny. You sound like an elephant. Oh! Okay, nah, I can't reach it. Oh, well. Okay, you're fine. She's over there laughing. All right, we're at 11 minutes here. Like I said, you don't have to get the Prayon. It's nice to have, but I'd much rather just have Rally Point in general. I don't really need the Prayon. So I can hope. I can wish. There we go. We got Rally Point. Let's go. If I had some healing, I would definitely pop that Blood Shrine. But I have literally no healing right now. So not a good idea when you have half your usual healing on top of being on Monsoon difficulty. So you have like 1 HP per second. 0.5 HP per second. Was that a ukulele printer? Oh, geez, that's a ukulele printer. That is so nice to have. I don't know if I mentioned it. Again, I'm sorry if I'm reiterating myself, but I can't remember if I said it or not. AoE items are not that important because, again, you're going straight to Mithrix. So ukuleles, Will-o'-the-Wisps are not essential like they are in regular runs because you're not really going to get to the point of proc chains being king when you just go into stage 6 and then leaving, right? Oh, that's pretty bad. Ugh, I should have found a scrapper. I was hoping it would take a razor wire like that. All right, 3 ukuleles should be good. What was I literally just saying? I don't remember. This is where I would ask my chat what I just said, but I'm not streaming. So I wanted this to be as... I wanted to focus as much as I could. Hopefully get a slug here. Slug would be huge. We get a bustling fungus. Unlucky. I might just go for the TP. We'll see here. Oh, by the way, the reason I printed multiple ukuleles is for the increased bounces. It doesn't give you increased damage. It gives you increased range and increased bounces. Number of targets hit. Those are the bounces. So I probably should have stopped at 2, but because I lost a Hopu feather, I just went again. Because why the heck not? Actually, I'm going to take the equipment barrel that's under the ledge real quick as well. We need to go meet this guy, actually. He's going to give me a ton of money. Overloading something. I think it's a Lemurian. It is a Lemurian indeed. I'm trying to think of some other stuff to cover on Eclipse. Once it comes to my mind, I will. But I pretty much hit all the important stuff. Don't feel like you have to spend 5 minutes on each stage. Play for the early game. Never loop your Eclipse runs. I hit the big stuff already. So I'll basically just talk about this run like I'm playing in real time. Well, I am playing in real time. I'll just talk about it, what's going on specifically. Instead of trying to hit these large topic things. Again, wait for the Eclipse guide for all the concise info. All right, hopefully it's better than the backup. That is much better than the backup. Somerang, oh, here's a good thing. Somerang is ridiculously good for the Mithrix final phase. So powerful. Final phase Mithrix, when he gets all your items, he actually loses a lot of HP. Enough that Somerang will basically one-shot him. Especially if you have a fuel cell. So Somerang, very, very, very nice to have. And on top of that, it's just, you know, a decent equipment in general. Wouldn't say it's great. But it's definitely not bad. It's way better than the backup, for sure. All right, I was going to loot that chest, but I don't have any money. So let's just hit the TP. It's actually a really interesting TP spot. Oh, what if we get Shatter Spleen? He's going to bleed here. He should TP. Oh, I almost got bled there. Nice damage. See, look at that. Somerang just chunked that guy for like 8k. Huge. Well, not 8k. That was a bit of an exaggeration. You get the idea, though. Oh, my word. We got a Shatter Spleen. All right. Well, the RNG is quite nice right now. I will take that. Yes, sir. I can still die very easily with a little mobility. Although Shatter Spleen's so good to get. Oh, my word. So if you don't know, Shatter Spleen is probably... actually, no, it is the best boss item in the game. I would say the Molten Perforator, if you're going for God runs, Molten Perforator is a little better. I'm going to bump it up drastically in my next tier list, by the way. Spoiler alert. But Shatter Spleen is definitely the best all-around boss item. Bleed in general, and the reason why it's not good, or it's not as good as Perforator for God runs, is because Bleed falls off pretty heavily. Although Shatter Spleen has the corpse explosion thing where enemies explode and they deal max HP damage, which is a lot better than a Bleed. Anyway, Bleed kind of falls off the longer your runs go. This is not relevant to Eclipse difficulty. Proc chains are king, obviously in longer runs. So Molten Perforator helps with proc chains. Bleed does not. But Shatter Spleen is ridiculously good, especially for Eclipse difficulties. It is easily the best boss item to get. Now, if you don't have any crit, then tough luck. But I do have 2 pairs of crit here. Now I'm kind of wishing I printed my syringe on stage 1 into another pair of crit, but you know, hindsight 2020. It is what it is. Let's grab this chest here, grab that chest there. I could go all the way back up the mountain, but that'd be a little silly. Syringe, let's go. I will take that. Fungus, also pretty good. Also, if you didn't know, the Shatter Spleen Bleed does stack with Tri-Tip Dagger. So if you have a decent amount of bleed and then pick up a Shatter Spleen and you have a decent amount of crit, you get a lot more bleeds. They are separate instances of applying the bleed there. Very, very powerful. Although I'd have no Tri-Tips right now. Okay, let's grab this chest and the healing chest and then get out of here. I wish it was mobility or damage chest, but that's fine. I could get a slug here. Slug would be really nice. Medkit is fine. I would have wished for, again, the slug. It's whatever. I do have 2 fungus, so I could pop a blood shrine and stand still or something. Not very necessary. All right, we don't have a ton of loot here, actually. Kind of unlucky. I have 293. I have a large chest worth of money to spend here. Oh, well. You don't feel like you have to spend all of your money, especially if you have a good run going. Which, with 26% chance to crit Shatter Spleen, yeah, it's a pretty good start to a run, I would say. Is that a syringe printer? It's either syringe or stun grenade. I think it's a stun grenade. I'm trying to look at the corner of my eye and not die to this Lemurian. Like I said, I could die to anything. That is the perfect example. Okay, I'm going to stand still here for a second before... That's a crit printer. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm debating whether or not I put this run up on YouTube because it's a little redonkulous. All right, you see, look at right there. I spawned into the stage and I lost like 15% of my HP right away. Crazy. Let's let Slug do its thing here. Or Slug. Let's let Fungus do its thing here. Okay, if I get a Scrapper, we are going all into crit. If I don't get a Scrapper, I'll probably do it anyway. I just really don't want to lose my repulsion armors. Repulsions are, again, so powerful. A little bit of leech would be nice. 1 leeching seed, 1 scythe. Oh my gosh, a scythe for the crit chance. That'd be huge. Okay. Need to be careful here. Double attack speed out of the Lemurians are very scary. Very, very scary. And Brass Contraptions. Look at this. Brass Contraptions literally just keep attacking. Look at that. As soon as his last shot goes off, boom, he puts it back up. They never stop attacking you. Double attack speed is a pretty nutty modifier on enemies. Also, stage 4, stage 5, and especially stage 6 is where you actually have to worry about your permanent damage, your Eclipse 8 modifier. I realized I said actually twice there. My apologies. We do have a Scrapper. Let's go. Let's go. That is very good. ATG as well. I'll probably take the ATG unless... Yeah, Fireband, don't need that. Bands are not very good on Mithrix because he's just so nimble. 40% extra movement speed, double attack speed. So the attack speed affects his charge. He's charging all the time. You will not see Mithrix stand still for longer than like 0.3 seconds or something ridiculous. Oh, Sticky Bomb printer. Let's go. Sticky Bombs, thank you. Forever and always. Okay, here's this. Think of this as my penance here. I'm gonna pop this mountain shrine because of this RNG. I want it to be not super good, but you know, decent enough to where I'm actually, you know, still working for my run here. But Cat Bleed with a Shatter Spleen, it's pretty free. So I'll pop the Blood Shrine here, or the Mountain Shrine. Sorry. Who knows? Maybe I'll get 2 more Shatter Spleens. That would be quite good. I'm actually gonna print the med kit as well. I don't really need all the healing. Because if I'm going all offense, what's the point of having the healing? You know? Although I will stand still real quick. Let the fungus heal me back up. The only thing I'm looking for now is movement speed. In fact, I might have saw the Gota... Is that a Gota printer? Stun grenade. That's a stun grenade. Short-term memory loss. One thing about barrier, you would think it's pretty good on Eclipse 8, right? The permanent damage modifier. No, it goes straight through your barrier. You still lose the barrier as your regular health, but the permanent damage goes straight through the barrier. So it's actually not that good at all. I'm going to print the focus crystals here. Wait, I have 8 scrap. I am griefing. Never mind. Focus crystals would have been quite fantastic to have because I'm point blanking pretty much everything. And I already had 8 scrap, but whatever. I've done worse trades in my life. Much worse. We got a red. Soulbond Catalyst. I'll pick that up. It's not a big deal. I will keep this brooch unless I see... If I do find a gold hoof printer or something, I'll go for that. I'll go back and print the brooch and stuff. I'm going to stop here at 9 stacks of crit glasses, not 10. A little bit of regen with that because I have 5% from the Shatter Spleen. And if I get a Scythe or a Predatory, that is the rest of my crit right there. So that'll be it. Is that an overloading? That's a chest. I just shot a chest because I thought it was an overloading Hummer Crab. That is quite funny. I'm also making really good time. I just realized that. I'm going to be leaving here at like 22 minutes. Arriving at stage 5 around 25 minutes is what you're looking for. Which would be a little over 5 minutes per stage. Because you're arriving to stage 5, not exiting. So that's not 5 minutes per stage. All right, we are at 8 pairs of crits, so 1 more and we'll be good to go. Although I could just cap it right now and get it over with. I need to stop getting hit by the hermit crabs. Like, think about how many times I've gotten hit so far. Is that a focus crystal pointer? Ooh, it is. I'm not going to do that. Like I said, it was nice to keep those other 2 focus crystals, but I'm not gonna print them. Definitely better to have my scrap. Imagine all the hits I've taken so far if I didn't have the 2 repulsion armors. It'd be drastically different. Fireband is okay because my Salmarin can proc it. Or the ATG can proc it too, actually. Nice. Let's go. Hook me up. This is a great TP as well. They all go to the same spot. Let's go. Come on. Oh, that's a juicy fight. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to pick these up. I'm going to pick these up because past the first stack, Shatter Spleen's not that useful. It just gives you increased radius on the explosion, the bleed explosion. Holy crap, that's free, though. I can assure you that the other 2 runs that I had were nowhere close to this good level of RNG. I'm still going to continue this run. If I die, you're not going to see it on YouTube, obviously. Because I want to show the full run uncut. But this is a very good Eclipse run. Very, very, very good. This is definitely not the norm. Getting cat bleed with Shatter Spleen. I think, honestly, out of all the Eclipse runs I did, which, again, I've done Eclipse 8 on every single survivor, and more than that, too. I've done, like, God runs where I looped, like, 4 times. I'm doing 4 players solo difficulty Eclipse 8 right now. I can say that I got Shatter Spleen maybe 10 times, and a decent amount of crit 5 of those 10 times. Out of all the runs I've done, which is easily over 100, well over 100 runs. Not even close. That was probably 1,000 runs, I would say. I've got like 10 Shatter Spleens, so this is definitely not the norm. I'm just trying to make that clear. I'm trying to drive that point home here. Sorry, drive that point home here. But again, this is not supposed to be something that you follow verbatim. This is more to just, if you're a visual learner, this will help you out a little more than the actual guide where I'm just spewing information left and right. Which again, that uncut guide will that full guide, the in-depth guide, will be coming out. All right, I'm gonna stay outside the TP here for a second because I'm pretty sure I almost have enough money for the legendary chest. Let's see here. 3152. Ooh, actually, it's a lot farther away than I thought. Nah, you know what? We're already strong enough. I'm already strong enough. I'm not gonna do it. I would make this choice regardless. I'm not trying to do this just to have bad RNG for the sake of the run. This is actually something I would do in a regular situation. I'm not going to sit here for 800 more gold. No point. Let's just move on. Stage 5. We have plenty of good stuff. Although I have no mobility. That's not true. I have 2 goat hooves. Sorry. 2 goat hooves. That's not a lot of mobility. I'm needing a little more than that. Also, Sky Meadow. That's so big. Let's go. Harvester Scythe. Sky Meadow is basically where the run is made or broken. Made or broken. That's not ever how you say that phrase, but you know what I'm saying. Make or break it. Stage 5 is where you determine that. That bleed explosion is actually huge. Wow. Because the enemies here are very dangerous. You can get overloading parents. That would be one of the enemies that is pretty darn dangerous. I'm going to wait for them to TP here. Actually, let's do that. Screw it. Oh! Nice. The explosion. Oh my gosh, that damage, dude. 2.6k already. That's disgusting. 31 stacks of bleed. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Again, I think I've hit the I've covered all of the topics that I wanted to, like the big topics for Eclipse difficulty, which is why I'm continuing this video. If I had like forgot to mention everything and then I got insane RNG, was like, oh dude, look at Eclipse, it's so easy, dude. Eclipse is so easy, man. You just get good RNG. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. But again, don't think this is the norm. This is definitely not the norm at all. This is a very good run. If I get a capacitor, I might take that as double foreign fruit. Let's go. That is so good. Oh my, I want to loop this run, honestly. I'm feeling like a loop in this one. It's so much fun. But I would definitely die. With this level of mobility, if I went to stage 6, I would die right away. Like actual stage 6. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm taking Hopu. That's the smart choice there. The greedy choice would have been ATG or Predatory. Predatory actually been really good with the attack speed. But Hopu is a smarter choice, again, because of the lack of mobility right now. And on Mithrix. I can't stress enough. Having a Hopu Feather for the Mithrix fight, also rip my HP right there. It's so good. Just a single Hopu Feather can honestly save your life. Being able to just jump over his attacks. Also, this run is not over yet. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm going to obliterate stage 5. But stage 6, especially Mithrix himself, I make 2 mistakes, I'm dead. So, definitely not over by any stretch. We got another scythe. Well, now I kind of regret not taking the the other loot. Might as well pop this real quick. Why not? Greater Wisp, that's a joke, right? What the heck? I love getting Greater Wisp from shrines. I don't know about you guys, but Greater Wisps just feel so free compared to, like, I could have got another Overloading Parent. I could have got Elder Lemurians. Even mushrooms are more dangerous than than wisps are. Might as well buy this. Why not? If I get a Sommering, or I have Sommering. If I get a Capacitor, would have taken it. We'll keep this, though. All right, Rose Buckler's actually not terrible. I do like Rose Buckler quite a bit on Eclipse because you're sprinting, you're dodging and sprinting all the time. Even on someone like Commando where you can't attack and sprint at the same time, you're still going to be dodging all the time. So Rose Buckler's actually pretty good. 30 flat armor stacks quite well. Scales quite well, sorry. It's like, I think it's 18% mitigation around there. If you didn't know this, actually fun trivia fact here, the formula for armor in Risk of Rain 2 is the exact same as League of Legends. So if you like can roughly picture in your mind how much cloth armor gives you, that's about what a Rose Buckler gives you per stack. 2 Rose Bucklers, a little bit more than a chain vest worth of mitigation. So, pretty cool. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I didn't even need to farm at all. It's just me being greedy right now. I'm actually going to kill these mushrooms. Mushrooms can wreck me during the TP. So let's take care of these little guys. Look at all of them. Look at all of them. Got a whole little train. Especially this guy. Elite mushrooms are the worst. So hard to see their attack. I almost jumped onto that. Let's grab that moldy shop, and then I will get out of here for real. That was a terrible shift use right there. Large chest as well. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. Let's see here. Gore's Tome, Bandolier, useless, so we'll take that. And we get an Infusion. Actually, not bad. I'm not going to kill a ton of enemies. I don't need the portal because I'm not looping. I'm not going to kill a ton of enemies to get that stack up, but still, the more HP, the better. Circle Podge is actually pretty cool. All right, don't need to rotate because I am not looping. I'm doing God runs on like regular, my stream and stuff right now. So I'm in the habit of pressing the loop button. That's going to do so much damage. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, we got a Perforator too. Let's go. Wait, when did I pop a Mountain Shrine? I do not remember hitting that Mountain Shrine. Well, I'll take it, dude. Perforator and a Daisy. Perforator is really, really, really good for the Mithrix fight. However, it's not good versus Mithrix. It's okay versus Mithrix. It's really only good versus Mithrix when he's doing the triangle phase where he's completely still. But it's good on the Mithrix fight because on the second phase, the ad phase and the second phase of Mithrix, the stationary, the golems, the Lunar Chimera golems are, they die in one hit basically. If you proc a Perforator, they're just dead in one hit. It's crazy. So Perforator is very, very good going into the final stage. Take it any day, all day, any day, all day, every day. Dude, I'm terrible with idioms. I am just terrible with idioms. Little tangent. Although I don't even know if that's an idiom, is it? Okay, we're going to stop right there. I need to focus on the video, the topic of the video. Eclipse 8 difficulty. All right, so I haven't really had to struggle at all in this run, if I'm being completely honest. This is a pretty darn tootin' run. We got a crit printer on stage 1. However, I only, used 1 stack of it there. Obviously, this run broke wide open once we got Shatter Spleen and crit printer on stage 4. But again, for the most part, I think I've explained what you need to look out for on Eclipse runs in general. So please don't think this is me just cherry picking the best run to show you guys. Oh, look, Eclipse so easy, guys. You're struggling. What are you doing? All right, let's do it. 30-minute stage 5. Oh, that's a large chest. Rip. Stage 6, sorry. 30-minute stage 6. I will take quite a while to get to Mithrix. Now, one thing about Eclipse is normally, if you're having especially average RNG and definitely bad RNG, you want to look for a scrapper on the stage I just left, Sky Meadow, to use at the cauldrons, the lunar cauldrons over here. Like, I could have scrapped my red whip. Actually, I probably would have kept that because it's good for running on the last stage here. I would have scrapped my ukuleles because you don't need them for the final fight, razor wire, and leapt on Daisy, and then I would have had 5 green scrap and then trade into the red cauldrons. The cauldrons have definitely saved me, and the lunar pods. If you didn't know, there are both lunar pods and cauldrons guaranteed on this stage. So definitely be on the lookout for the scrapper on Sky Meadow. And then going into this stage, you want to get rid of all the stuff that you don't really need. It's very good. All right, we should have plenty of damage for this guy. Don't get hit. If I make a couple mistakes, I am dead, so it's not a free run still. The lunar pods spawn there, and the cauldron spawn on the other side of this wall right here. So my phone's ringing. I don't know if you can hear it. Probably can't, actually. I'm going to kill all these guys because Eclipse 8, the permanent damage modifier, this is dangerous. Oh, please don't attack. Okay, I'm lucky. So I'm going to wait for this guy to stop shooting. Here we go. Go in there. He's going to use his ball attack, probably. Yep, there it is. I'm going to dodge it like that. There we go. I like killing the ads if I have a lot of damage because there's no point in risking it. If I have a ton of mobility, a lot of movement speed, like if I got an energy drink printer or Goathook printer and I have like 8 stacks, then yeah, I'll probably ignore these ads and just run straight through them. The ground guys you can just ignore in general. They're not really, they won't keep up with you. The flying guys will. The flying guys are very dangerous. I like to kill them every single run. That's another reason why Capacitor is so good. Capacitor trivializes the lunar chimeras on this stage. Get a couple crowbars, get capped crit, get a fireband, iceman, boom. Wrecks these guys. See if I can damage this guy. Oh, missiles, watch out for that. That guy is all the way up there, so I should be able to ignore him pretty easily. Yeah, we're good. So yeah, as long as you have a decent amount of mobility, you should be able to get through this stage with no issue. If you have absolutely no movement items, then yeah, the chimeras will definitely wreck you. I don't even see a red cauldron down there. I'm not going to bother checking. No point. And I don't need any lunars, so I'm not going to do it. Again, lunars are very, 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 very good. I cannot stress that enough. Transcendence, shaped glass, all the lunars, really, you can make an argument for on Eclipse difficulty. So if you're struggling, for sure, take some lunar items. They will change your run for the better. Hopefully. It's like that a doctor's message. Results not guaranteed. All right, here we go. Going to Mithrix at 33.5 minutes. I will take that. So as long as I keep attacking him, I should be fine. I have obviously the Shatter Spleen, which equates to capped bleed. I have capped crit with Shatter Spleen, so every attack is going to inflict a bleed. No different than I've had a tri-tip printer. But I still don't have an overwhelming amount of damage. I have no burst damage for sure. And Mithrix is still very, very, very dangerous. But as soon as I get these stacks up a little higher, he's just done. Also, I don't know if I mentioned Suppressifier versus Frag Grenade. I think I did. But this is a reason. If you get Cap Bleed, Suppressifier is so much better for Mithrix. I'm going to use... Ah, shoot. Remember when I said he's not going to stand still for longer than like 0.3 seconds? That was the reason. I was going to use my Sommerang there and just to get some free damage out, but he moved. It is what it is. All right. Took a little bit of damage there. I'm fine. I still have one-shot protection as of right now. That's bad. Need to go away. Keep the bleed up. Keep the bleed up. Keep the bleed up. We're good. You also can kind of cheese this fight if you didn't know. If you stand on top, I'll just show you real quick. If you stand on top of one of these ramps here and you get Mithrix to like right here, he already slammed, so he shouldn't do it. But he'll run up and then he'll dash. Oh, he did it. Look at that. So this used to kill him in like one shot when the Eclipse 3 modifier affected enemies. The fall damage lethal and doubled. That no longer affects him, so he didn't take a lot of damage, but still, he took like 14k damage for free. And that works every time, by the way. So if you stand like right here, and then you don't have to jump, but I find jumping helps a little bit. It's not essential though. Like right there, you can get unlucky. He won't go high enough to take damage. But you basically stand in that spot that I stood in, and you wait for him to come up the ramp. And if you time it correctly, he should just go flying like a maniac. I would not be surprised if they passed that out though. I really would not be surprised. That was a little too close for comfort, but I'm okay. Also, if you don't know, I have a full Mithrix guide. So if you're looking, you can just type in like Woolie Mithrix guide. It should show up. If you want a lot of details on killing Mithrix. This is an Eclipse video, so I'm not really going to talk about the Mithrix fight that much. I'm assuming you know what you're doing. If you're playing on Eclipse 8 especially, you probably know what you're doing on the Mithrix fight. I would hope so. I'm just going to stay back here real quick. I'm getting really lucky that the golems are not... Usually the golems start swarming you. But the golems are the ground-based guys, by the way. The flying ones are chimeras. Or wisps, sorry. Chimera wisps. They're both called lunar chimeras. The flying ones are called wisps, and the ground ones are called golems. I'm dead, actually. I think. Whoo! Never mind. That golem. If that golem shot when I thought he was going to shoot, I would have been dead. That was a lucky dodge. I'm going to take damage. No, I'm not. I have Hopu Feather. Never mind. Sorry, there's like 10 things that happen right there. So I was really close to that golem. I thought that he was going to fire earlier. If he did, I would have got hit by both shots and died right away. But I am lucky that he did not fire. Very lucky. All right, phase 2 of Mithrix is coming in hot. This is where it's very important to have a little bit of mobility. Once he goes into triangle phase, I should be able to melt him. Because he's going to be standing still, so my perforator will be able to hit him. Not to mention I can just, stack the bleed just continually. Do I have no armor piercings, by the way? I have no armor piercings. Wow, that's kind of unlucky, given the level of this RNG in the run. Sometimes he does that, too. He just kind of leaps and runs. Mithrix is a little different on Eclipse with his... Oh, that could have been very bad. With his 40% movement speed, double attack speed, Mithrix is actually quite a bit different. I'm going to use my Sommering here. I don't want this guy to... He jumped over it. He actually jumped over it. Okay, triangle phase coming in hot. A good thing about... hold on, sorry. Good thing about Eclipse difficulty, triangle phase, is that he starts it right away, every single time. Because of the double attack speed, he just, I guess, just goes a lot faster. Duh. What I'm talking about, normally in, like, Monsoon difficulty, I knew that was going to happen. If he's looking at you and he's floating, he's almost always going to shoulder charge. Sorry, I know I'm trying to... Move! Why did he not slam? Why did he not slam? I'm so lucky to be alive right now. He should have slammed there, and I would have died. Sorry, normally right here, he'll like run towards you and sprint a little bit, and then maybe do like a ground pound. But on Eclipse, when he has double attack speed, he always does triangles right away. Every single time. Guaranteed. That was way too close for comfort. That was way too close, dude. I should have been dead like 3 times already in this run. Missiles are coming. Missiles are coming. That was almost a hit. Okay, we got him. Let's go, dude. All right, final phase of Mithrix. Sommering melts him. Seriously, if you can pick up a Sommering in your run and save it just for the Mithrix fight, this is the exact reason. Here you go. With no items whatsoever. Here's the Sommering damage. Boom. Boom. There he goes. And I got like all my items back, all my good stuff, and then he's dead. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Well, okay. So again, this run was a little different. Obviously, you're not going to get capped crit. Let me stop myself real quick there. Capped crit with a Shatter Spleen on every single run. But still, I think this was a pretty good run for instructional purposes. I hit basically everything I wanted to talk about. Hopefully you synthesized a lot of what I did here, and it helps you out with your runs, especially the early game decisions. That's probably where a lot of you are struggling on Eclipse mode. You don't have to treat everything off 5-minute stage 1, but you also should... you have to understand the context of a run. You have to know when to farm versus when to just skip a stage and go. Honestly, that was a big factor in this run too. I basically skipped through... Was it stage 3? Yeah, skipped entirely through stage 3. And then I farmed on stage 4 for a little bit for the crit. I mean, it's just context. Context matters a lot. So yeah, I'm probably going to cut out this part here while I run to the end. There's not much to talk about. You just, you know, don't get hit forehead. All right, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two in this video. If you did, then you can leave a like or dislike on the video, depending on if you thought this RNG was rigged or not. Also, leave a comment. Tell me if a double crit or triple Shatter Spleen and capped crit a little busted. Otherwise, be on the lookout for the full Eclipse guide. Again, there'll be much more detail. It'll be all detail, actually, in the guide. This was more, again, for you to synthesize what's going on and help you in your own runs. And other than that, thank you guys for watching.